President Zelenskyy of Ukraine firmly rejected a suggestion by former U.S. President Donald Trump that Ukraine could trade territories with Russia. This bold stance underscores the deep-rooted resistance among Ukrainians to any form of compromise on their sovereignty. In a telegram message on Saturday, Zelenskyy emphasized, "The answer to Ukraine's territorial question is already in the Constitution of Ukraine. No one will and no one can deviate from it. Ukrainians will not give their land to the occupier." This unequivocal response comes in the wake of Trump's recent social media post on Truth Social, where he announced a planned meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska. But here's where it gets controversial. Trump's suggestion that territory swaps could be part of a peace deal has raised eyebrows and sparked debate. During a White House briefing, Trump mentioned that such swaps could benefit both sides, hinting at further discussions. However, a White House official noted that Russia has presented a list of demands for a potential ceasefire, and the U.S. is working to gain support from Ukraine and European allies. Zelenskyy, however, made it clear that any decisions made without Ukraine's involvement would be seen as a betrayal. "Decisions against peace will not achieve anything," he stated, reinforcing his country's commitment to maintaining its territorial integrity. The White House did not respond to Zelenskyy's message as of early Saturday, and this is the part most people miss. Russia's demands have included Ukraine ceding control over several regions annexed by Putin, including Luhansk, Donetsk, Zaporizhia, and Kherson, as well as the Black Sea Peninsula of Crimea, which Russia annexed in 2014. These demands also call for Ukraine to accept permanent neutrality and a ban on joining NATO. It remains unclear whether Trump's mention of swapping territories refers to formal land cessions or withdrawals from currently occupied areas. Zelenskyy and Ukrainian officials have consistently refused to concede any territory that Russia has illegally annexed. They insist that any agreement must include security guarantees from allies to prevent future Russian aggression. Zelenskyy also held discussions with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer and French President Emmanuel Macron. Macron shared on X, formerly Twitter, that he had a lengthy conversation with Zelenskyy and other European leaders, reiterating France's support for a ceasefire. A British government spokesperson confirmed that the country's Foreign Minister David Lammy and Vice President J.D. Vance were scheduled to meet with Ukrainian and European allies in the UK to discuss the U.S. peace initiative. The upcoming meeting in Alaska between Trump and Putin will be their first since the invasion of Ukraine, a conflict that has been the deadliest in Europe since World War II. This meeting carries significant weight, but how much can actually be achieved remains uncertain. Trump's relationship with Putin has been inconsistent, with the U.S. president previously praising Putin as a strong and smart leader. However, Trump's promises to resolve the conflict quickly have not materialized, and he has expressed frustration with Putin's apparent unwillingness to end the war. Despite Trump's threats of new sanctions and tariffs against Moscow and countries buying its exports, the Kremlin has shown no signs of backing down. Peter Watkins, an associate fellow at Chatham House, a London-based think tank, told NBC News that the underlying issues have not changed. For Russia, this is not just about territory. It's about exerting control over Ukraine as a whole. While Trump may want tangible results from the summit, the outcome might be just another step in a long and complex process. The announcement of talks between Trump and Putin has done little to reduce the violence on the ground. Russian forces continue to advance, albeit at a heavy cost, and bombard Ukrainian cities relentlessly. Overnight, Russian drone strikes hit a minibus in a suburb of Kherson, killing 2 and injuring 6. Ukraine's Air Force Command reported that Russia launched 47 drone strikes overnight across multiple regions, with 31 of them hitting their targets. What do you think? Can Trump and Putin's meeting lead to a meaningful resolution? Or is it just another round of diplomatic posturing? Share your thoughts in the comments below.